Hello everybody and welcome back to BUCHA with BRE.
BUCHA with BRE.
Yannick is here as well, and he won't let you forget it. Today I'm going to show you how to make your own kombucha at home and the steps that it takes to do so. I have my little notepad here I'm going to look at because I need to stay on track. First step in making your own kombucha at home is that you need a SCOBY. If you watched my last video, you know that a SCOBY is a symbiotic colony of bacteria and yeast. It kind of looks like a pearly, slimy, flat-looking jellyfish.
Delicious.
Yeah. That's the best way I can describe it, but you need one of these if you want to brew kombucha. Where can you get them? How can you get them? Where can you get the SCOBYs? First way, you can actually buy it. You can buy it online. What I recommend is going on Amazon. I will put the link in my description of where you can buy it. It's about $7 to $8. It's a tiny little SCOBY like this one is
$78?
$7 to $8. Keep in mind that this SCOBY will grow very large and it will make other SCOBYs, and it will make you so many SCOBYs that you won't know what to do with them because there's just so many. So don't let the size fool you. The kombucha will grow. The most recommended way that I would say to get it is from somebody that is brewing kombucha that you know. Now, all you gotta do is go up in their house and be like, hey,
give me a BUCHA, give me a SCOBY.
The third way that you can get a SCOBY is make your own SCOBY. However, I don't recommend this to beginners only because the process does take a tremendous amount of patience, and if you've never brewed anything before, this will be kind of difficult for you. So I do recommend to either buy a SCOBY online or get one from your friends if you've never brewed kombucha before. Once you get your SCOBY and it's your baby and you're so excited that you have your first and only SCOBY, I got mine from my sister-in-law and I was so excited, but I needed to make sure that my beautiful baby was going to be safe and happy and in a good environment. And how do you do this? You have to brew some black tea. You need to go to the store and get some tea bags or loose leaf tea, however you like to do that. I use tea bags. This is specific tea I bought from Home Goods. It was about $4.99. It came with 50 tea bags. It is pure black tea. Now, when you're buying black tea, make sure it says ingredients. The only thing that should be in there is black tea, not black tea and this stuff and black tea and this stuff, because it's not pure black tea and it may affect your SCOBY. So you just want to be careful with that. Make sure it's pure black tea and the ingredients, it should say so. So once you've got your black tea, you need to brew it. I've come up with a ratio for my own kombucha, what has worked for me, what helps my kombucha grow better, and this is my ratio. 2 gallons of water, 24 cups in a pot like this one, and then the rest I actually put in as cool water into the jar once the tea is kind of cool, because you need your tea to be kind of cool when you're putting it with your SCOBY. So once I allow the water to come to a boil, I remove it from the fire and I go ahead and add my tea bags in. For this particular batch, I'm going to put in about 14 tea bags because I just felt like it. Usually I'll do 10 to 12 tea bags, but today I felt like 14. The stronger the tea, the better. So I go ahead and I put 14 tea bags into the 24 cups of water. Then let it steep for about 10 to 12 minutes. To be honest, I don't really calculate and put a timer on it. I just kind of I feel it in my soul. When it's ready, I go ahead and take those tea bags out and I add a sugar. Put in the sugar. I'm gonna use about 2.5 cups of sugar in this batch. Keep in mind, SCOBYs feed off the sugar, so don't think that you're making this tea really sweet and it's gonna make your kombucha taste really super, super sweet. It's not. Bacteria and yeast, they feed off of sugar. So by the time you're done with your first fermentation, the sugar will go through, so you don't have to worry about that. Sugar is good. After I stir that sugar around, I need to let my tea cool because You don't want to kill your poor baby SCOBY. You want it to thrive, and it needs to be at least 90 degrees or less for you to be able to put the SCOBY inside of it. So when you let it cool, it takes about a couple hours. But go do something fun, like go play out in the snow, go watch a movie, go do something, have fun. So you've let your tea cool, now it is time to get it going. You need to take the sweet tea and put it into a glass container. Make sure you remember this, glass. Anytime your SCOBY is touching anything, it only should be glass or your hands. That is it. Hands or glass. Don't let it touch plastic. Try not to let it touch stainless steel. This is because plastic, first of all, with SCOBY, it can absorb the plastic. Stainless steel, it can kill it, especially if it's a new SCOBY. You do not want that to happen. So make sure the only two things that are touching your SCOBY is your hands or glass. That is it. I'm gonna have Yannick put the sweet tea into the big old mason jars. These jars I got from Home Goods. They're about $12, I believe. They have turned out to be so handy in this entire journey of kombucha. We're gonna go ahead and take that new SCOBY, brand new SCOBY, and put it into the tea. Now before you touch the SCOBY, make sure you wash your hands very thoroughly. This is important because if your hands are dirty, if you've touched something on the counter, it could lead to your SCOBY ending up having mold, and you don't want that. So make sure whenever you're touching your SCOBY, whenever you're transferring it, you want to make sure that your hands are squeaky clean. I'm gonna go ahead and put that SCOBY inside the tea, and then what's the most important thing for you to do is make sure that you give your SCOBY some more of that already fermented kombucha. This adds to the acidity in the sweet tea and allows it to have a good environment to grow in. So be sure to do that. I'm having Yannick put about 2 cups of kombucha inside the already made sweet tea with the SCOBY so that it can survive and it can thrive. So after you've done that, we're gonna go ahead and put some filtered water on top of it just to add to that. It's gonna make it a complete 2 gallons of kombucha. That's why I only boiled about 24 cups. So this is just gonna it's gonna dilute it just a little bit, but make it a little bit cooler as well. You're gonna go ahead and put a cloth. You're gonna need a cloth. These are actually, I believe, they're like pocket scarves that I got from Target, and I really didn't buy them for that purpose. I actually bought them for Yannick, but they ended up turning out to be my covers for kombucha. Now, you want your kombucha to be able to breathe. You don't want to put a cap on it because it's living things inside that jar. SCOBY is live and breathing, so it needs air. You just want to have a cloth over it so that dust particles, any bugs, anything can't, easily get inside. There's some organic material that you can order online that is pretty cheap. There's also cheesecloth. Cheesecloth is good. I know people use that. It's up to you. To make really good kombucha and grow a successful SCOBY, you need to make sure that your kombucha is placed in a dark and quiet place. This could be in a closet. I think closets are like the best. Underneath your bed, anywhere that you know that the kombucha will be safe and quiet and semi-warm, that's where you want to put it. We found that in my coat closet, we don't really use it that much, and it's super dark in there, super quiet, and it's able to thrive. I'm gonna leave that in there for 7 to 10 days. 10 days for me is my sweet spot. Kombucha tastes bomb when I leave it in there for 10 days. And that's your first fermentation. You're gonna leave it there for 7 to 10 days. Do not disturb it. Not on the 2nd day, not on the 5th day, because this again disturbs the peace of this living, beautiful baby SCOBY or SCOBYs that you have. And you want them to be in a quiet and serene environment so that they can grow and be happy and produce you great and wonderful kombucha. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope that you liked it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. I'm growing this channel like I'm growing my SCOBYs, and I'm having so much fun while I'm at it. Please stay tuned for my next episode with BUCHA with Brie. I'll be showing you second fermentation, and I'm so excited because it's the best part.